All right, everybody. Just getting started here. It is a beautiful day out, and just checking out. They have the big crane up in the center there, and they have the new biggie crane. They start to raise it up. Hey, the toddler. Hey, Steam. Awesome. So happy Thanksgiving to y'all. It starts in I think Thursday is Thanksgiving. I'm a vegetarian, so I'll be doing some. I did an egg smoothie today, so I'll do something like that. I gotta let you know though, man, oh man, when you start adding the tonics together on top of each other, smoothies and tonics all together, like ashwagandha and cacao and camu camu, in addition to raw eggs and Garden of Life protein powder and raw honey, and if you want some cinnamon, but once you start adding all these and mineral drops, when you put them all together in one drink, man, oh man, that's a good drink. I made a really good drink this morning. I'm gonna plug in the mic. Looks like we're getting some wind. Okay, the mic is plugged in here. Hey Nick, oh yeah, okay, yeah, I'm gonna actually send some drinks out. I'm gonna need either an email address or a mailing address. If I send an email address, then I'll be able to send you a coupon or something. But if I send you, if I get a mailing address, I can actually mail a drink. I gotta figure out what's the best process to do that. But I do have an email list on the website, and info@oceancam.space. You can send me your contact info for a drink, and I'll mail something out to at least 10 of y'all. And if it's ever not in focus, let me know. I've got my LCD screen quite a distance away from the camera here, keeping it out of the sunlight. Not sure that's the best thing for me to have done, but that is what I have done. So anyway, looking at the site with my eyes. So yesterday we're seeing some vertical beams going in. I'll take a look around and see what I see. Yeah, David Teresa. Yep, it does look good. All right, and what we were seeing yesterday, where they were kind of building out at the entrance behind at the main entrance, where they're looking to maybe get the big Buckner crane out eventually. The Buckner crane is here in the center. Sorry, as I tilt back, we lose a connection there with the cable a little bit. Yeah, for that exit there, it does appear that they were stacking things to lift things into place for the next level. That was something somebody suggested yesterday, and I looked from the main entrance, not from where I'm standing now, but from the main entrance to the build site, and that does appear to be the case, that those things we were seeing being built toward the entrance where the Buckner crane might leave the structure eventually is it looks like those are not being attached to the front area over there, but are maybe being prepared to be lifted to a third level here. So we're seeing two levels. The next level up would be the third level, and whatever they lift would probably go. What they're building out in front there is, in addition to being the tip of the Biggie crane on the ground there that we're seeing in the back, is also the exit and entrance to this structure, and they are building the next level right outside that main entrance. So I don't know if it's today or another day, but we'll probably get to see them stack from that area onto the third level here, and then onto the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So that looks like that's going to be the staging area for the future levels. They'll build the structures and then lift them into place. That was a good observation from, I think it was yesterday that somebody mentioned that. Kind of looks like we're zoomed out quite a bit, huh? Let's see. So today is Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021 at 1:07 in the afternoon, 1:07 p.m. In the foreground, there's somebody on the outside here working on a lift, just behind that bar there. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 lifts to the left of that, and 1 lift to the right of that. So there's another lift to the right over there, and to the left there's another 4 lifts. So they've got a bunch of projects working on the side there of the structure. I'm going to get a different shot other than this right now, though, because I see something in the distance to the right of here in the nose cone tent that I want to get on video here. Over by the Biggie crane, toward the base there. So this is another piece of one of the Starships. I don't know if this would be Starship 22 or just further down on Starship 21, because they've built quite a bit of Starship 21, the nose cone at least, and so this would maybe be further on down on the Starship 21, or maybe this is I don't know the numbers, but yeah, it's going to be another piece of a Starship here. Hey Nick, that's cool. Yeah, good on you. Next year is probably going to be a good year to visit. You know, we assume that they will get some type of FAA clearance, but yeah. So if that clearance comes through, then good things for the Boca Chica area. If the clearance doesn't come through, then bad news for SpaceX in the SpaceX area in the Boca Chica area. But yeah, assuming the news comes through, we'll have 20 to 25 flights. You know, so many will be orbital and so many will be suborbital, and it should be. It could be a really good year next year here at SpaceX Starbase. Yeah, I am for SpaceX succeeding and getting permission to launch from this area, to work in collaboration with the local authorities and the people here, to create a stronger and much larger and greater community, not only for Brownsville but for the United States and for everybody here on Earth. So I'm for approval of the environmental study for SpaceX to begin launch. Paul S Mamakos with Ocean Camera Space Corp. I am biased, so my mission is to photograph and film the liquid oceans here in the solar system, on every moon and planet in the solar system, because we've confirmed that there is liquid water underneath the ice on most of the moons throughout our solar system, and there's over 200 moons. So I am biased because I want to get that capability for us, no matter what space organization does it, to do that video footage, to transform and change the history and story of humanity for all the kids growing up in school, where they'll be able to say, hey, yeah, we've already taken video and footage of the water on that moon over there, and it'd be cool if we could just get a ship over there and kayak or put a boat in it and see what happens. So, but first we gotta take the video footage so that we can confirm that there is vast oceans on these moons, which they've already spent billions of dollars to detect with other types of, confirm the liquid oceans on these different moons and planets, but they've never put any cameras up there. So it's still speculation. They've left a little avenue for speculation and for nobody to actually understand the data that they've collected. So I know we collect, billions and billions, and if not trillions of terabytes of data, and the hard part, after you get the data and spend the billions of dollars on the equipment for spectrophotometers, for special titanium alloys to get the different satellites up there to be able and then to transmit it back to Earth. So they've been doing that for 60 or more years. So they've got all the data from the surface. So they've left an avenue of deniability. So they've created an avenue for future similar missions to reconfirm the data from previous times without getting the imagery. So as long as they don't get the imagery, they could just redo the mission and get the data again. So, but if we can get the imagery, that would confirm the data, and then it would make us take the next step, or admit that we're not taking the next step. Because, as long as we have to reconfirm the data, then we can just keep reconfirming the data for the next 40 years, and then maybe we'll have blown ourselves up here on the Earth by then. So, but if we want to take the next step, we have to stop reconfirming the data. We have to get up there with the video cameras, because an image is worth 1,000 words, and if someone lost their vision, that might be more of an impact on their life than if they lost any of the other 4 senses. So vision for humans here on the Earth is critical. So if we're not getting the visual imagery, the mission is pretty much worthless, because humans here on the Earth, they function best with having their sight. Now, if they lose their vision, that's a bad thing. They can't drive. They can't do a lot of things. I mean, they can feel and they can hear and all that, but they can't walk down the street. So if we can see the water, that's a lot more impactful than if we just see the numbers or see the chemistry. So, because if we see the water, then we can say, hey, there's no doubt that is liquid. Maybe it's liquid nitrogen, maybe it's liquid methane, whatever. But we will see, and that has a direct and puts a stamp on the brain that says there's no doubt about it. We saw the liquid, and it may be a different atmospheric pressure. It may be a different temperature. It may be a different chemical. But we see that there is some type of liquid. When we see it, that means different than if we just hear it or we smell it or we taste it. So you can taste the water, you can see it, you can smell it, you can feel it. But if you can't see it, it doesn't mean much. So if you want to inspire kids, they have to see it. They have to see it. So yeah, I'm for SpaceX getting permission to launch your rockets so that we can get out there with the cameras and then be able to do the affordable missions instead of spending billions of dollars on disposable missions with rockets that can't, be reused. So if we want to change the history and the story of humanity, it's going to be if we want to change the story of humanity, but for the kids, it's going to be the history of humanity. So we want to keep writing history books that have crappy space, low motivation missions that no one remembers or hears about. Yeah, we want those Columbus missions where they said so-and-so went and discovered whatever. And I'm not saying Columbus discovered the United States or anything, because I know the Vikings were probably here a long time before that, and the Native Americans were here before that. And so there's other people that were here before Columbus got here. And I'm not even sure Columbus ever existed, but saying Columbus existed and there wasn't some type of water flood and then they just kind of write out the old story of this is how it was before the flood kind of thing. You never know what really happened 100 or 200 years ago. Maybe they just brought out the books and they said, okay, everybody, let's recreate the history books with this old story that we've been using over and over about how the so-and-so came and conquered so-and-so, and then such and such happened. And, so whatever. If you want to learn more about that kind of thing, look up mud floods on YouTube. Interesting stuff when it comes to history and truth, truth in history. So anyway, I've watched a bunch of those videos several years ago. It's a lot of fun. So, but if we want to have a good history, history is like my story. If so-and-so conquered so-and-so, then the history or the story that you will get is that of the conqueror. The person who controlled the writer of the story is the history you will get. And whoever's in charge of all the history books will write the history. So if we want to, okay, here's the thing, a fractal. Everybody's the science here at SpaceX, so this is a science crowd. A mathematical fractal, Fractal, is a repeating mathematical structure, right? You could say, oh, it's a pi fractal, right? But everything in the environment affects the fractal. So if there is a fractal for the history, a repeating history or cyclical history of humanity at this time, if we want to change the fractal, if we want to change history, if we want to have something new, if we want to experience something new, we're going to have to do something different. And it's easy not to do anything different and to continue repeating the same pattern. It may appear different, but it's really just a different location within the fractal. So if you want to actually have something different, everything's cyclical, and if you want to stay in the cycle, you can keep doing things with the flow. So as long as you're with the flow, you're probably not going to break out into the next dimension. If you want to break out into the next dimension, if you want to go to a new fractal, if you want to experience something new rather than just something new for you, if you want something new for humanity, we're going to have to do something new. It's not going to feel comfortable. We're going to have to change something unexpected or uncomfortable. It's going to have to be uncomfortable if we want to break out of the fractal. So if we break out of the fractal and we actually do something that's uncomfortable, like some things sometimes you wake up, you don't want to do something because you know it's going to be the same thing as yesterday, trying to do or accomplish something. But if you put one foot in front of the other and you do a little bit new, you've broken the fractal a little bit, and you've entered a new dimension of your story of life. And as you do that, you affect everybody else in the universe because everything's connected. So it is very difficult to do something new because you're breaking the mold of the current story here in the universe. So as you do more things that are uncomfortable, you break the fractal. So if you like breaking things, break the fractal. The fractal, fractal, is a mathematical repeating cyclical design. You change the image of the story of humanity and of everything in the universe. And everybody else, since we're all psychic and interconnected, because there's only one being, if there's only one person and you do something different, if there's only one team and you do something different, everybody on the team is going to experience the ramifications of that. So if everybody in the universe is telepathic and interconnected and one mind, as you do something different, everybody else is going to be pissed off because you broke the cycle, you broke the rhythm, you forced them to do something new. And something new is uncomfortable because they actually have to do something different. So a lot of people like to just put one brick on top of the other and keep putting bricks on top of the other. They don't know what they're building, but they're just used to building bricks and putting bricks on top of the other bricks. So when you say we have to go in a different direction, then have to use our brain and refigure out how to stack the bricks, you know? So that's uncomfortable because a lot of people just like to stay in the flow. And again, when you stay in the flow, you're not creating a new fractal. You're just repeating the cycle. So it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for you, and it's uncomfortable for other people, your relatives, your friends, because a lot of people are addicted just to their whatever it is that they like to eat or the taste or the videos that they like to watch. Everybody's addicted to something, whether it's breathing air or smelling a new a rosemary flower or whatever, or eating persimmons, or everybody's addicted to some type of chemical, right? Because everything in the universe is connected. It's a fractal. It's a repeating cycle. So if you can do at least a few things that are different, that change the fractal, that are uncomfortable, you will have achieved greatness. And I try to do something different every day myself. So, because I'd like to. The reason I did this whole ocean camera ocean camera space corp, is to break the fractal of humanity and change the story, so that whoever's writing the boring history books and teaching the kids the boring stories will have to change the story a little bit, and the kids will get a little bit excited because of that. Because it's not the same story they've been teaching for 70 years. Not the same, you know, it's easy to write really solid, grounded books about things that haven't changed for 50 or 70 years, and then ask the kids, why aren't you inspired? Use your brain, use your creativity. But we're forcing them to memorize boring, stupid, old stuff. So if we can change the story a little bit, that's a good thing. I'm going to have to rest my voice here a little bit. I like that. Yeah, every snowflake is not the same, right? They're all unique and special, but they're all fractals, right? That's true. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad you understand that. You got that also. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I don't need to keep repeating the same thing here either. And I saw them building the. I was talking a few days ago about they were putting a new wall in over by SN15 and 16, and they've actually done it. They placed a bunch more containers over there. So I'm gonna go start another live stream. I gotta go down the road here a little bit, and I might use my other camera, but I'm gonna cover that in a few minutes here. But I've recovered a lot from the dust I inhaled like a week ago, and now it's just some phlegm. I get some phlegm. So anyway, things are good. Wishing you the best for today, and if don't see you again anytime in this lifetime, see you in the next lifetime. If we do see each other soon here online or elsewhere, I'll see you soon. I think we're all reincarnations of the same being. We're only one being in the universe, and we're all reincarnations of that being because we're all simultaneously, infinitely have always existed, will always exist. Never were created. We'll never be destroyed because, and that's the really important. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep talking here. If you think that my view of the universe is that there's only one being, and you are that being. I am the same being as you, because there's only one awareness within the whole universe, and the awareness can't be broken up. The reason you can tap into other ideas, and the only reason telepathy and other ideas work, and why you can do remote viewing or out of body experiences to other, you can travel faster than the speed of light, is because within the body of the one being, you can experience, just as you can close your eyes and feel any location in your body with your feeling, with your sensitivity. In the same way, if once you go beyond the five senses, there are more than five senses, and if you want to learn more about that, you can look into yoga and meditation, or Buddhism, or Tibetan stuff, or any shamanic studies. The reason all these different traditions ability and the ability to develop these other senses, other ways of perceiving, is because everything in the universe is connected. And the reason everything in the universe is connected, because it's only one being. The universe is a living creature, and the living aspect of the universe is made up of consciousness. And consciousness is not awareness. Awareness and consciousness are two separate things. Everything has undifferentiated consciousness. Everything has the living presence, the presence. Everything's alive because it's one being that was never created, will never be destroyed. Because it's impossible to destroy what is infinite and will never, has always existed. So it's creation and destruction are human things, and you can't destroy consciousness. So beyond consciousness is awareness. So every aspect of consciousness, every location within the universe where consciousness is manifest in some type of structure, there's a different level of consciousness, of awareness, of that conscious awareness. So there's a different level of awareness within every manifest aspect of consciousness. And there's a lot more I could talk about as far as materiality and stuff like that. But yeah, there's only one consciousness in the universe, and there's only one awareness. And the reason telepathy and other things exist and faster than light travel and all that is because that one being, you, the awareness within you, the consciousness, is everywhere. So it's just like closing your eyes and feeling your toes. In the same way, you can close your eyes and experience a different aspect of your awareness elsewhere in the universe. So your awareness spans the universe because there's only one awareness. So it's not like you're tapping into anything. You're just embodying what you are in a different location. Because the whole Western aspect and study into psychology and personality and all that, it's really vacant. It's void if they don't do any meditation. So if you go to any psychologist and they haven't done any type of meditation or stuff like that, then you're really getting the green fruit. You're not getting the ripe fruit, because the ripe fruit necessitates understanding the greater being that we all are. So if a psychologist has studied and gotten all these degrees and still hasn't done any meditation, and you're going to go and pay them money to get some psychological work, I mean, it's good. There are a lot of cycles and repeating patterns, and they can guide you using those patterns. So that is not to be ignored. But if you want to understand the really big thing and fit yourself back into the universe, you don't want to build an apartment, a really beautiful apartment. Say, imagine this. We've created the ability to take a Manhattan-style chic apartment and transport it into space, right? So we've taken this beautiful, immaculate, like say $50 million apartment. It's a one-bedroom studio, right? But it's worth $50 million. They're really, and we just transported it from its location, maybe in Manhattan, on the 37th floor of some amazing building, laid in gold and jewels and everything. We've taken this immaculate apartment. It's got awesome wood and everything, and we transported it up into space, right? So now this beautiful apartment is in space, and it's not pressurized. There's nowhere to go. So the value of this apartment has now gone to maybe $5. Because what are you going to do with a $50 million apartment in the middle of space without any pressurization? I'm going to have to end it here. You think about that. Talk with you on the next one. Thank you.